You can have the best products in the market, but if you're not pricing them correctly, you're going to lose profit and your business and life will suffer. Hi, I'm Nadi Elias and this is the Daily Espresso. How do you really know if you're pricing what you do the right way? By the right way, I mean what allows you to achieve the right mix of volume and margin in what you sell to achieve your business goals. To provide clarity and assurance that you're pricing your products correctly, I'm going to explain the method of using value-based pricing to increase margins. I want to point out that profit equals volume times margin, and margin equals revenue minus cost. Keep this in mind. Now, every business needs a strategy in how they price their products and services. There are three main strategies to sell your product. Let me explain each. Number one, high volume strategy. This is where you sell a lot of something at low margin. This strategy works well in the long run and only if you can sustain selling things in bulk. Number two, a high margin strategy. This is where you sell less for more of a product but make more margin on the products you sell. This strategy works even if the rate of sales is lower. This is great for small inventories or more unusual items. For example, high-end stuff, anything. Restaurants, fashion, watches, cars, and so on. And then the third one's a balanced strategy. Here you strike a balance between increasing sales and earning more per sales in order to get the greatest profit. This strategy works when you have a mix of goods or can differentiate common goods in some compelling way, like being different, special, niche, etc. The balanced strategy is the sweet spot for cafes. Your focus needs to be on pushing this, increasing sales and fine-tuning the pricing that goes with these sales. You'll have mixed margins on your products. Food will earn a higher margin and you'll need to sell a lot of coffee to increase your profits. I've explained in great detail in other episodes why you need to sell food with your coffee for this very reason. So with this strategy in mind, you need to price your coffee and the food in the right way to make more profit. Let me explain how specializing and perceived value work well here. Specializing for higher margin is pretty important. When you sell the same product as others, your product is commoditized. When you specialize, people are willing to pay more for what you have to offer. For example, people will perceive a cold drip coffee as being specialty and so more expensive than an iced coffee. So why not charge more for it? If what you're doing is not the same as the run-of-the-mill stuff around you, charge more for it. Because if you're selling something special and being different, and you've worked out a market exists around you, which is why you're selling it in the first place, and those people are valuing what you're selling, they'll happily pay more for it. When you sell a product that's commoditized, everyone else is selling it, it has no uniqueness, and the competition is high. In the eyes of the buyer, its worth is low and the product is everywhere. Now, because of this, there's downward price pressure on it. To survive, you have to compete on price. This drives prices lower, and no one likes that concept very much. You feel like you can't increase prices, and your customers feel the same way. Don't commoditize your product unless you solely want to compete on price and be same on everything else. Another thing you should consider is increasing your pricing based on perceived value. Well, let me explain. The value in what you're offering can be anything, and it doesn't always relate to taste. My friend Steve works for a popular cafe in South Melbourne. He tells me how amusing and sometimes annoying it is to see people come from far and wide to try a particular dish. They pay for it, take a picture, take a small bite, and then they leave. They don't even finish the dish. They would rather post a photo on social media just to say they were there. Having the meal, sitting in that cafe, doing what they were perceived to be doing is worth more than what they paid for the plate. Now, if people value the post they put up on social media higher than the mind-blowing food and coffee they missed out on, capitalize on it and charge by value. Steve's Cafe can charge whatever, almost, it wants. Now, people pay more for things they place a higher value on. I'm a values guy. Many people are like me. You mostly are too. We have a perception of value in that we're willing to pay for something to the extent of the value it gives to us. The value can be tangible, for example, the high quality workmanship of an Italian supercar. It can also be intangible, for example, being seen by your friends driving in a Ferrari down the street. You've got to keep this in mind when pricing what you sell, what you do, and how you make people feel. So start factoring in these strategies and working out the right price for your coffee and food according to its value. Don't sell short of what you're offering. Price according to perceived customer value and increase your profits. If you need help or have any questions on how to determine the value of your products, reach out through the comment section or hit me up with a message. I'm Nadi Elias, this is the Daily Espresso, and get cracking.